Come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, and post your city and state where you're catching today's information from. My name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and today in tutorial 18, we are discussing GHL communities. And you're probably thinking, didn't you just talk about communities in the last tutorial? Yes and yes, because inside of GoHighLevel, it's all in the same area. The membership allows people to come into community with you. I know that sounds crazy, but the communities is the actual group that all of that good happens, right? And then you also have courses, which is what they can access inside of the community, which is a part of the membership. I know, crazy, but hey, that's the way it is. Bear with me. Woosah and breathe. That's how it's set up. So we're not going, fight the power of how it's set up. We're just going to utilize the power. So we're into the next phase, and that is the growth and the monetization phase. And we discuss membership sites and the recurring revenue that can come along with setting up your membership plan and your membership site. And today we're actually going to discuss the community that actually just builds a deeper level of connection and engagement with your audience, with those who are actually, a part of your group or your community. Okay. And this is for any industry. So even though I am focused on helping the brand new, struggling, emerging speaker with their entire automated system and the systemization that happens after an EP locates them, you can actually take this entire system and utilize it for nearly any industry. I was just talking with, a young lady on TikTok. Her handle on TikTok is Wisdom, and she was discussing, the real estate industry that she's in and the fact that she wants to talk to her community separate from her agents. That can be done inside of your business system, okay? And so today, if you ever wondered how to create a space where your audience can connect with each other to get ongoing support, as well as with you to build relationships around your expertise, then again, this is the tutorial for you, all right? You are actually available to get the step-by-step series of this new system that we're building from the rooter to the tutor. So don't worry about missing anything. While I do have most of the surface information available on the channel, okay, you guys are actually able to get more in-depth information. You definitely can get the checklist, the tips, and the strategies here inside of the private community. Again, to help you go beyond, to help you scale, to help you move forward onto your next. Okay. So as I said before, we built all of the communication systems, and right now we're talking about the membership site for the content delivery. Now we need to move even further into the connection and the engagement, the peer-to-peer value that happens that keeps the membership going long term. Okay. Inside of your own community, you are actually available to engage peer-to-peer with the people who are inside of the community. You're available to have a higher member retention and engagement option. You have revenue opportunities, deeper relationships with those who are actually aligned with your mission, vision, goal, and purpose. You can actually have user-generated content and testimonies that happens inside of your community so that you can use it for repurposing across multiple platforms. This is one of the ways you can grow your impact, your influence, and obviously you're increasing your money, okay? So one of the main things that we're discussing with the community build is, again, the discussion forums, all right? The networking that happens, how the members can also generate content for sharing, how you can have exclusive events and networking opportunities within your own community, peer-to-peer mentoring, and accountability. So I don't know how focused many of you are and how open many of you are to accountability, but accountability is where it is at. You must be willing to be held accountable for that which you are trying to do so that you can have the ultimate growth that you desire to have, okay? So the number one thing that I say, and I'll say it again on every single tutorial, you guys are probably tired of hearing it: plan, pre-plan, write the plan, implement the plan. Okay. When I share the screen, you're going to have the opportunity to see the handy dandy checklist that comes along and the extensive nature to which you have the availability to see everything that you get inside of each and every checklist that I deliver. So here again, the first thing that I'm going to suggest with your community, Plan, okay? Define what the purpose of the community is. Identify which specific audience you are currently reaching, why you're reaching those audience members, okay? And what they need. Again, you can look at other successful communities, but I'm going to say look at that with a very brief eye because your community could be what potentially makes you completely different from anyone else, which will give and yield you a higher value, period, hands down across the board. And then plan your community differently, okay, uniquely than anything else that is out here. Do not mimic. You can copy the right cat, but make sure you put your own unique spin on anything that you feel could potentially be of value to your community. Again, I started with helping you understand, define your community's mission. Of course, I've given you general ideas here, but your niche, your product, your service is your own. Okay. So set up and create your own mission statement, right? Make sure that you understand who specifically you are targeting, what value it is that you're giving to them, right? And be very, very clear about your community guidelines, right? So that you don't end up having to put folks out your community. It happens, okay? Then, of course, you want to go into planning your community areas and categories. I'll share that with you again on today, just like I shared with you on the last tutorial. Setting up your community structure is as simple as following the step-by-step there we go. Options that are available. So again, you're going to come into your GHL account. As I said before, if you're this far into the tutorial and you have no earthly idea what GHL is or how to get your own GHL account, please, please, please lift the rock and take a whiff of air because you've been under there for a minute. We are in tutorial 18. We've been discussing GHL since the very beginning. But here inside of this demo area, I am showing you what it looks like to come into the membership area here on the left-hand side, selecting memberships. Here is where you're going to locate your courses, your memberships, your communities, and all of that. You're going to be able to set up right here in this area so that once you enter a community, this is what the community could potentially look like for you, okay? And again, let's hop back over here into the platform checklist, how you're going to go through member onboarding, all available inside of your checklist. So you're probably going, this looks a lot like yesterday's. That's because they are very, very similar platforms, okay? But here we're talking about member onboarding, the welcome message, all of that information there. And I'll go up and show you, yes, it's a bit different from yesterday's checklist for the memberships here. And we're talking about the welcome and the onboarding sequence there, welcome, sequence, onboarding, monthly training. And then we scrolled a little bit further down. Now we're in the member onboarding for a specific community, what those discussions would look like, community events and programming, what you're setting up, moderation and management, who can come in and moderate your community alongside you, how you can set up recognitions and awards, how you can set up certificates. All of this is inside of your checklist. So you get this and you are able to follow along step by step. Again, you're not in this by yourself. Not only do you have a checklist, you have the community and you have the chat feature that is available inside of the community for direct communications here. Okay. And you can do that on the right hand side. Okay. Again, how to integrate all this and then how to utilize strategies to continue to grow your community. Here's some analytics and metrics that you need to be looking for, as well as some additional advanced community features, crisis management for your community, long-term community sustainability, and additional integrations as far as the speaker business is concerned, as well as troubleshooting. I always give you success metrics. I'm trying to say that. Success metrics that you can utilize. All of this is available inside of your checklist. So again, you may come over here and you may be thinking, my goodness, that is one hell of a checklist. How in the world am I going to do all that? Number one, inhale, exhale, and woosah. That's why you have the checklist. Inhale, exhale, woosah. That's why you have the community. So you can come in and ask those burning questions that you have, and so that you can get exact step-by-step processes for how to do what it is that you are trying to do. Okay. So as I say all of the time, This is an overview tutorial to help you understand the membership features, the community features. Next, we're going to discuss the course features. I provided you with a checklist, and you have your GHL account to actually follow the checklist while inside of your own GHL account, and you are available to click and do each and every aspect of your checklist right live inside of your own account. All right. So again, you want to make sure that you follow along in building your community, to create the content and engagement, to set up the events and the programming and planning, all of that that is inside of your list. Do those separate individual things, because utilizing your community will build a deeper engagement and connection with those people who have joined and chosen to trust you. Okay. So the next thing that we're actually going to discuss is how to build the courses and the packages that come along with those courses, and how you can structure the learning experience for each of the people who have decided to get a membership with you and your agency, your business, and your service, who have decided to come into commune with you inside of your community, and who are actually walking through the courses that you offer, deepening your value beyond the speaking experience. Okay. I hope that you have found interest in that. And I hope to the next tutorial, on tutorial 19, okay, actually takes you even deeper in your understanding of why you need each and every product that we offer. Come into here, get what you need, do what you need to do, ask your questions, stay the course, okay, and get the dang thing done. All right. So again, that is your overview and your behind the scenes recording of what it is that we offer for you with regards to communities.